Hello. Today we're going to be talking about federalism. In the back, I put a background there of the California state capitol. Most certainly is a viable institution at this time, as we have experienced changes, restrictions, and a variety of measures taken by our state governor and by our state legislature. This was a difficult decision for many to go to a federal system. Federalism was not a concept that was familiar to our founding fathers. It was to some degree a compromise, a political reality. We already had existing states, and they did not wish to give up all their sovereignty. But most certainly there was a fight about what would be better, one side or the other, and most certainly how strong the state should be versus the federal government. One of the arguments, of course, that Madison came up is that factions, again, a portion of people possibly out for their own interest, would have a harder time with a larger government because interests, particularly at that time, agricultural interests or manufacturing interests, were often very regional in location, and a large government, a larger geographic area would protect against that. But there were some real realities. We needed a larger government because every state, including the large ones, were too small on their own to survive. We needed a currency and a postal system. We needed protection. The reality is that European powers could still intervene. The amount of taxation we had previously under the Articles of Confederation was insufficient to pay for the military. But we did reserve most powers for the states. I was kind of amused today when I was watching, or it was actually probably yesterday, Donald Trump saying, hey, they can't defund the police departments. They can't do any of this. I'll stop them. Well, 93% of all police forces are still at the state level, and Donald Trump has no control over them. This is part of our federal system. Now, federalism has gone through different periods, and most certainly during the civil rights period when southern states were oppressing our Black population, federalism was seen, most certainly emphasis was seen on a national level. But one of the really positive things that Ronald Reagan did as president, I'm not necessarily a fan of Ronald Reagan overall, but most certainly this was a positive thing, is he argued that states should be more powerful. I think that that's right. I think he was valid in this discussion. When you have a large government long ways away, it doesn't seem like it's responsive to you. Adam Smith, who is the founder of economics, who wrote Wealth of Nations, was a moral philosopher. And he argued that locality makes a difference. He gave an example. If you hear about 1,000 people hurting, dying in an earthquake in China, you feel bad about that. And if you hear of a family dying in an auto accident in your city, you feel bad about that too. But he argued that a week later, the disaster in China was forgotten, but you would still be thinking about the family that lost their lives in your community. I think that this is a reality for us, and that local government needs to be vital. And I think that the fact that we are vital now is very, very important. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.